The real star of the show and new central pillar of your builds in one of the most anticipated games of this year, Remnant 2, is the new Archetype system. What are they, what do they do, and how do they work? In this video I'll try to give a detailed answer to these questions. Very good morning, ladies and gentlemen, I am Ocandersis, and if you're new to the channel or if you've been living under a rock for the past 4 years and still don't know anything about this awesome game, I encourage you to go and check my comprehensive video that covers everything you need to know on Remnant 2 before release. Because in this video we will focus only on one of the many new important mechanics introduced with this sequel. At the beginning of the game you will be able to choose between 5 different archetypes, each with their own specific playstyle. First on the list is the Challenger. Strong, bulky and imposing. This is your typical short-range fighter, capable of delivering pure high damage in a wide area, seems to be great for crowd control and general destruction. Completely opposite to the Challenger is the Gunslinger. If the first is all about tankiness and unrelenting strength, the Gunslinger is pure precision and skill, capable of delivering surgical shots and high DPS bursts, mitigated from a relatively low health and light armor. The Medic is a new concept in Remnant 2. In fact, despite the first game presented some healing options, it was way far from what the Medic is now offering. Some of the best aspects of this Archetype gameplay include the ability to quickly revive team members and heal practically any injuries in a matter of seconds. The Handler is introduced as a jack of all trades, and its main selling point is your trustworthy canine companion that will not only help you fight through your journey, but will also attempt to revive you should you fall on the battlefield. Last one is the Hunter. This is the only one that at the time of recording has yet to be revealed in a proper trailer, but we've seen it in the background here and there, and it seems to be what it was in the first game: ranged, focused, elite sniper that provides suppressing fire from the rear. These 5 are essentially classes, but there is a twist. They can be equipped at any time on your character by slotting the corresponding archetype item into the archetype slot. You heard me right. In other words, your initial choice will not lock you into a specific playstyle, and you will be able to find and collect the other 4 starting classes through the game, being able to freely swap them around whenever you see fit when out of combat. Each archetype will have a signature armor set, 1 long gun, 1 sidearm and 1 melee weapon. They will also provide 5 specific perks, passive exclusive bonuses that cannot be changed and will enhance their playstyles. For instance, the Challenger perks will focus on damage and sustainability, while the Medics or the Handlers on healing and support. Each class will have a damage perk, a dedicated team perk, a utility perk, a relic perk and a prime perk, which will be the defining perk of that archetype. Additionally to the passive perks, you will have access to 3 different powerful abilities that once used will be on cooldown before being available again. As icing on the cake, the more you play as a specific archetype, the more you will level up your archetype item, maxing them out at level 10. From level 1 to level 5, you will unlock all of your perk and skills, with level 5 unlocking the prime perk. From level 6 to level 10 instead, each perk will get stronger. And finally, each archetype gives you 1 unique trait that will level up with your archetype level without the need to invest any trait point in it, and once maxed out, will be available to choose from in the main trait page, even if you don't have that specific archetype equipped anymore. This is where the benefit of a single archetype ends. However, luckily for you, there is more. At some point in the game, a second archetype slot will be unlocked, gifting you the ability to combine 2 different archetypes, gaining all their benefits including access to all perks and skills. Keep in mind, however, that only 2 skills can be equipped at the same time, but those 2 can be freely swapped around when out of combat. Second and final restriction will be the prime perk. That will be dictated by your main archetype, the one you have equipped in the first slot. This will be reflected in the name of your class. For instance, equipping Gunslinger and Challenger will always generate the subclass Mercenary, but depending on which of the 2 you choose as main, the game will give you a different title. In this case, Loaded Mercenary, as Loaded is the Gunslinger prime perk and the Gunslinger is slotted as first archetype, while if Challenger was your first archetype, it would have been Die Hard Mercenary, which by the way sounds way cooler. This is done so that at a glance, other players will be able to see and recognize what classes are you running and which of the two is your main archetype. Folks, this was a simple overview of the archetype system in Remnant 2. If you want a more in-depth and detailed exploration on everything that you need to know before release, don't forget to check out my video on everything you need to know before release. Yeah, sounds right, no? You know, I'm just gonna leave it in the video. Let me also know what are your thoughts on this new system. I personally think it's a great addition to the game. With new worlds, new enemies, new mechanics and everything you would expect from a worthy sequel, Remnant 2 is shaping out to be an absolute fantastic experience, and I cannot wait for it. When the time comes, I will be covering this game extensively, with guides, items, armor, weapons, locations, builds and much more. So if you're interested in Remnant 2, I would suggest you to subscribe, ring the bell like a good hunter would, and keep an eye out on the channel for more Remnant 2 videos, because they are coming. But for now, thank you very much for watching if you did, and as always, I'll see you all in the next video. Ocans out.